Often, after a lot of hard work moving upward and onward, we find ourselves hitting a plateau that seems to make the hard work feel worthless. The vast flatness appears out of nowhere, and we stand there wondering, well, how did I get here? Why can't I improve? While all this may be true, people tend to forget that even a plateau is a high spot. If you've reached a plateau, you should appreciate that you've come as far as you have, rather than just feeling frustrated that you haven't reached the summit of your hill.
Typically, we hear of hitting a plateau when it comes to something physical, health and fitness related. We hear friends saying, yeah, it was going great, I lost 10 pounds, and then I just kind of hit a plateau. However, hitting a plateau can be attributed to just about anything we are working too hard or too long at without taking the necessary breaks.
We usually reach plateaus because we have taxed our bodies and brains for so long at such a high capacity that instead of continuing to produce results, our body and brain says, hey, I need a break, and if you're not going to give it to me, I'll take one myself. You can experience burnout or hitting the wall if you do too much of just about anything. No matter what you call it, it's never the result you want. Burnout occurs because we've exhausted our reserves to such an extent that we actually start performing worse, even when working harder than ever before. Ideally, you want to rest right before you hit a plateau. It may seem counterintuitive, but rest is actually necessary for progress. Even Michael Phelps takes planned rests during his training for the Olympics. He stays nourished and makes sure to rest and recover, even during times when it may seem logical to just push on through. A plateau serves a purpose. It's your body or mind telling you that you need to slow down. It is times like this when we need to reassess our goals and possibly change our approach to these goals. Determined overachievers often think that the answer is to work harder, but working in another field, mental, physical, or cross-training is probably the most beneficial way until you're recovered. This is particularly true if you have a goal that requires creativity or problem solving. This is why innovative companies like 3M schedule time for their engineers to work on projects completely unrelated to their regular work projects. And these projects are of the engineer's own choosing, whatever interests them. Often, the model for creative epiphany is that the artist or engineer works hard mentally on a problem to the point of frustration, then takes a break and does something completely different. It is often when they're taking a shower or walking the dog, in other words, taking a break, that the brilliant idea just comes to them. This is illustrated by 3M engineer Arthur Fry. He went to a presentation from Spencer Silver, who talked about a weak adhesive that he had developed. Fry tried to come up with a practical application for the adhesive, but he was stymied. He hit a plateau without a hope of breakthrough. The following Sunday, he was bored during the preacher's sermon and let his mind wander. He sang in the church choir and had been frustrated with the bookmarks in his hymnal, which kept falling out. It was then that he thought that Silver's weak adhesive would be a solution to his problem. He came back to work on that personal project time that 3M gave him and started working on how the adhesive could work as a bookmark, but was frustrated with various results. He hit another plateau. Then, by chance, he had a question about a particular page on a particular report. He wrote his question on the square paper with the weak adhesive rather than on the page of the report. And his boss wrote the answer on another piece of square paper attached to that same page. Thus, Post-it notes were born. This is why it's important to rest, take a step back, get some sleep, or to completely remove yourself from a situation. You may return to it with greater vigor, excitement, and creativity than ever before. Keep in mind that rest can come in many different forms. A morning coffee break with a coworker or friend, especially if you laugh, can supply you the rest that you need. Scheduling daydream breaks, walks in which you're mindful, regular meditation, keeping a gratitude journal, and of course a good night's sleep and nap are all ways that you can rejuvenate your spirit to break through your doldrums. If you can take a vacation and see a world that's different from your everyday experience, that's great. If you've hit a plateau in your physical fitness regimen, then change your routine and decrease the frequency. We are all going to hit that plateau at some point. The question is if you're going to take care of yourself with rest, to give you the energy to spring back up the path of the mountain. Build your plan now so that you know exactly how to respond if it actually does sneak up on you. Even better is to plan your rejuvenating rests now. Make them part of your routine. Find your pace, take your breaks, and you'll reach the top in no time.